Hey guys, Bolt here with SP Studios. So, if you guys weren't here last week, we finished up Nancy Drew and the Treasure of the Royal Tower, which is the fourth mystery in the Nancy Drew series by Her and Interactive, but is my third mystery to get done because the second mystery, Stay to Danger, has not came out on Steam or remastered, so it is at this moment unable to be played unless I find a disc player for my PC, because my PC is a digital only. It doesn't have a disc or anything. But that's the only way for me to play the second mystery, um, which I could come upon somehow, some way. Anyways, we're here for the summary and the Lost Pages version of it. So, this is our third Stories of Lost Pages here on SP Studios. We had Amanda the Adventurer we had the entire Owl House 2 weeks ago. Last week we had the Amanda the Adventurer. So anyways, let's get into this summary. And of course, Monday we did the first episode of the final scene, and Friday we'll do the second. And then we'll play it as we go. Anyways, so basically Nancy's trying to go on vacation and ends up being, put into another mystery. Basically, she goes for a ski resort. It gets snowed in by a blizzard. You ended up just doing some task for the desk help. I believe his name is Dexter Eggins or something like that. And he's basically, through the story, you learn that he's like the father of Ezra, not the father, but he's the son of Ezra, who's the previous owner of the building, and basically he loved France culture and the towers, the royal towers of, I think the Bloody Queen. Anyways, one of her favorite tower that she used to spend most of her time in was imported from France and built onto this hotel ski resort. But it was sealed off as a way to kind of avoid people from messing with the tower. It's more of a scenery piece, not an actual look-through piece. So he, like, all the doors that located toward it, he blocked off. And basically Marie Antoinette, that's who we're going off of. And basically everyone's looking around for her diamond crown, or diamond tiara, that the king, I believe, gave her, but she never wore because the people of France were already enraged at the point of that they were going to end up killing her, is what happened. So she didn't want to give them another reason by wearing a diamond crown when everyone else was suffering. So, I'm trying to remember what it is, and I believe the library of the hotel is the enemy of Marie Antoinette, which is like the person who ended up figuring out how she was leaving France. So that they're the ones who caught her and ended up getting her to death. The library is from that person. So, anyways, that's where the tower comes from. That's where the library comes from. That kind of gives you go and do history lessons about Marie Antoinette. But anyways, basically there is a few characters. Elston Dexter. There is Lisa, who is like a journalist. There is I'm trying to remember his name. Johannes. I don't remember what his name is, but he's a French ski pro who failed at stuff, and he's currently he's currently trying to find a way to make his family look back up to him, because him screwing up as a ski pro made it to where he's starting to be a disappointment, kind of. So he's in America trying to find his thing and he's in the middle of being married, but the man, the father of the woman that he's trying to marry is like, hey, you need to have some good job, or you need to have something that proves you're a man to me. So that's what he's doing here at the hotels. He knows there's a few French cultures here, so he might be celebrated as a national hero if he got something, which I believe the story is his grandfather was a carpenter for when they put the tower, he's the one who kind of made the tower prepped for importing it to America. So he found the journal of Marie Antoinette, and that journal has her ideas that would have told her kind of life story. So if you have the journal, you give it to him for finding it. He goes and puts it to a history museum. All of France is gonna look to him as some kind of not national hero. He hasn't done anything to save anybody, but he's brought a very good piece of French history back to them. So that's what he's there for. Lisa, I think, is there just to kind of take pictures of the tower and all that at first. And then there's an author, Professor Hopkins. She is the author of a French historical novel based on Marie Antoinette, and she's learned all the symbols, learned all the language, and she's trying to prove Marie Antoinette innocent of any selfish desires, and she actually cares for her people and didn't want to look bad in front of the people and try to do best by them, is how she was trying to kind of show off that Marie wasn't as bad as history looked back as. So basically your whole thing is to be a people pleaser at first. You have to do Dexter some little running errands. You have to kind of give Hopkins whatever she wants to kind of talk to her in the first place. Lisa just needs some gossip. Your gossip buddies. I just keep calling him Ski Pro, because I can't remember his name. Elson Jock. That's the only person I can think of. He's, like I said, trying to get into the tower, trying to find this journal that his grandfather found. And basically that's where you start weaving in the story of where this can be, that can be. And of course, before you getting there for your resort trip, the library has been vandalized, so it's locked down at the time. So guess what? Nancy Drew fashion, you gotta get in there somehow. So that is your biggest point of interest at first, is the library. Of course, Bess and George are Nancy Drew's girlfriends from back in childhood, so you can talk to them for hints. You can talk to her, I believe it's boyfriend Ned. Let's see. You can call the operation line to talk to Dexter, but I don't think you need to talk to him for anything else than later in the story when he wants to talk to you privately and not over for everyone to hear. So let's see here. While you're trying to be a people pleaser for Dexter, you end up, what's it called? Oh, the elevator gets stuck. You use the elevator shaft to get out to the next floor, and you recognize there's a loose vent, so you want to get back to that, but make sure that you tell Dexter about it, turn the elevator back on, and you're able to crawl through that vent eventually, and that is a way to get into the library. But of course, you entering the library, knocking off a motion sensor, the alarm goes off, you have to go back into the duct, wait for Dexter to come in, and he's looking for something. He says someone he should have left him a hint, and where is it? And it's a little confusing at first, but then you learn after a while. So in that library, you can find a few things. There's a few puzzles, there's a few hints to puzzles, but there's 3 books in the library itself. There's there's Hopkins' book. There's a history book about Marie Antoinette, and I believe there's one more, but it's mostly about the royal family. And I'm trying to remember all of it, but I believe there's a bunny. Actually, no, it's like, oh, I remember now. So it's like if you read through one of the books or something, you can you get a globe or coordinates, like longitude and longitude. You go to the globe, you put that in, you're able to pop up the globe, and it has instructions for like a swinging mechanism, and you're supposed to put it into certain degrees. And basically you go to the, like, right over the fireplace or whatever it was, and it opens up, and it gives you that swinging mechanism. You put in the degrees, there's 3 of them, and you're able to go and do your own. It unlocks a secret passage in the top, which you can go into, which is actually Ezra's hiding spot for some letters, and the letter to Dexter saying, even though he stole from Dexter stole from his wallet, he would have gave him that a million times over, but it was just disheartening to find that his son has stolen from him, and he still, even though it is something that it made them disagree, like get into a fight about, he still loves his son with all his heart, and wished he would say that before he died. And I'm trying to remember what it is. Then, I believe once you do all that, you take some dust off one of the desks from the library, you dust down the pad, see the fingerprints, learn the code. Trying to remember. I believe doing some more helper task for Dexter, he finally gets to your radiator. He's able to oil it up, leave an oil can. You go get that oil can. I believe you leave the elevator on floor 1. You go through the library, make sure you put the code in so the alarm doesn't tell Dexter you're in there. You get through the duct, and then you take the ladder down all the way down to the bottom, and it has a little panel, and you're supposed to oil it, get down. There's 2 exits. There's one to the ski lift, which is like a secret entrance, and there's one to the left, which is just like some pullover locks, but they have a specific way to open. You have to basically pull one at a time to make sure that they're in order, and then it opens. Then there's 2 other ways for that, which is to the right is a secret staircase that goes into a secret, like it's, you can see the doorway in the 3rd floor or 2nd floor, because there's only a basement 1st and 2nd. But on the 2nd floor, there's like a doorway you can see in the wall, and that's just a pushable X thing. And then to the left of that is a dungeon shaped room where you find the ski lift person trying to hacksaw his way through the like fenced off part of the dungeon, which actually leads to the tower. So I believe there's a way to get that key, and I believe I remember how. But anyways, the Ski Lift Pro tells you his locker code so he can get into the there's a medallion that can possibly do something for his background story. His grandfather was able to find the medallion with the journal, and he wanted his grandson to have it on his deathbed, told him what he was supposed to do, and then medallion was like the kind of way to get to the next hint. So you go back to his locker, but you get you find there's immigration that's coming for him because he's running out of time as an American citizen there. Well, not an American citizen, he's an immigrant trying to basically take his time there, and immigration say you have a certain amount of time to get back to France or you will be freed. Then let's see here. There's a letter from Isabel, I believe, which is his fiance, and that's what I'm saying, is that the father's like, we need proof that you're a man, and a very successful one at that. And then there is a brochure, like a book about like diamond. So I believe he's trying to get a diamond ring for her. So it's not to find the diamond of the tiara. It's to probably get a ring for her and understand how diamonds are. And then you find the medallion, but as soon as you take the medallion, you get hit over the head. Of course, Dexter finds you. The Ski Pro calls you over your phone, make sure that you're okay, but is like, where's my medallion? Oh, it's been taken by a thief that slugged me. And he's like, oh, that's no good. That's no good at all. It's like, what am I going to do? Someone freaking knew where I was going to be and just, like, what is it called? Pistol whipped me just in the back of my head. Like, what am I going to do about it? Another thing is, like, you can get into the locker for yourself. It's in, like, one of your dresser drawers. You're able to take that, go to the Ski Pro before this, and that gets you into the locker. But really, you don't need that. There isn't really anything I don't believe you need in there. It's only a talking point and kind of gives you a hint of who it is. But the locker opens in it, and it doesn't open. You have to go talk to the Ski Pro to get the right combination, and that is. It turns out to be Lisa's locker, and it's got her camera and a bunch of false IDs. You go talk to her, and she says, "Oh, sometimes as a journalist, you have to do things you don't want to do, and basically break the law to get into it." I mean, Nancy's done it to get detective work done, but still, you don't break the law to do your job all the time. But fake IDs is a federal offense. But anyways, she's hiding something because she doesn't want to tell you the full reason why she needs those IDs. Anyways, let's see, that's her, that's them. After doing some investigation, I believe if you wake up early in the morning, you can run into Hopkins, and she talks to you about a few things about her authoring and her work. And if you find, I'm trying to remember what it was. I'm trying to remember where you find the diary at. I know to get in the gate to the dungeon, there is a candle key. There's inside the candle in Ezra's little secret passage. You have to melt down the candle to find a key, I believe. And that key's to the cage. You find out a chain puzzle, which is basically 2 long, 2 middle, 1 short. that opens the walkway. Then you have to do this weird, like, game where you have to put 3 little marbles into their specific thing. And that gives you some immense stairs to get all the way up. And I know that shows you Marie's favorite room with the painting she's known for. And it gives you 3 places for the 3 medallions and like a special crank, like square shaped crank. I'm trying to remember where all of it is. Well, anyways, I can't remember exactly where you find the journal, but once you find the journal, you can give the author of the journal. She can decode it to you, give a transcript to you the next morning. You get into her room. There's a video recorder. If you watch that video recorder, you see where Hopkins is what Hopkins is doing. She loves the idea that the tower is there. She goes into a peephole and views a secret stained glass, and she uses her medallion to look through even more. But I believe she gets you have to watch that twice. One time the battery dies, you charge it, next morning you come back. I believe it's 3 to 6 you can get into her room after she allows you to use her secondary pass. Anyways, the second one shows her using the medallion, but I believe she gets jumped and her medallion gets taken as well. So 2 medallions are taken and hijacked. And you find the Ski Pro's medallion underneath her pillow. You find the transcript and a symbol key on the left side, and you do see the story that she is trying to hide the diamond tiara away. So she does. Well, I think it's just a diamond, but she doesn't want to show it off to her subjects and all that. So, it's actually word for word through her own voice of how things are supposed to be. So you have the ski lifts. Once you get that, when you get knocked out, you can go down and talk to Dexter. He asks you why there's soot on your legs. I, by accident, made it sound like I wasn't worried about it. So you end up telling Dexter anyways, but I would just say go ahead and tell Dexter, hey, I was going around to the basement area and sleuthing around there to try to get into the tower because I really want to see it. And Dexter's like, I was curious too when Ezra was having this place. And I was able to see the tower after a while. And you can ask him about the note from his father saying that he had a place of peace of mind, which if you ask Dexter what that was, it was a garden that was out in the back, which I believe at some point in the story the blizzard starts to... what's it called? Oh, okay, I screwed up. I don't remember where that key is that the candle goes to, but the key to that gate is in the shack. So once you get the blizzard to die down, he tells you to go outside, go to the left of the garden, go straight across to go get the shack, which has the key to the gate for the dungeon in it. And that's how you do that. You go to the left. There's like shrubbery. You move that out of the way. You have turned the gate, and you're able to open it up. It shows that it's Ezra's. You should see that there's a fountain and all that. But there's a bust of Ezra. You move that around. Well, actually, no, there's an arrow that's adjacent to it. You move that around. You move the bust around, and there's a lever on it that opens a box. And and I believe the key that you find from the candle goes to that, and you find the red medallion. So now you have the blue and red medallion. You go in, you talk to Lisa. She says that a little more gossip is that Dexter was out there with a green medallion, and he went to the shed to hide it away. You go out there, you find the green medallion, you try to come back in, you get locked out, you go back to the machines, you have to do this weird, the third one needs to be moved twice, and the middle one needs to be moved once, and basically makes it to where, it's like 3, 2, and, well, no. I'm trying to remember what it was. It's 2, 1, 3, I believe is the thing. So it's second position, first position, third position. Anyways, it makes the ski lift go. This makes Dexter come out trying to see what the machine was. He has a problem with you, but then you're like, hey, I got locked out, so I needed some way to get tell people I'm out here locked out, not to freeze to death. So he's like, good job, good thinking. Just avoid messing with my machinery. Now you have all 3 medallions. So you can go into the tower now. The thing is, there is a spear on one of the swords, on one of the suits of armor. Take that. You can go up to the Marie Antoinette painting, and I believe she mentions in her diary that something about the purple rose. You chip at her purple rose in the painting, in the portrait in her royal tower, and it gives you the square key. You put that in the ground. You put the medallions. I believe it was like thanks to Hopkins. Actually, no, that's how you learn. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Using all 3 medallions, look at that peephole Hopkins found to that stained glass. It says the Queen's Rose or something like that. It's like the rose hold key to Queen's. Oh no, hold on. I have it here somewhere, if I can. Actually, no, I threw it out. It says something about a diamond key, and basically it tells you about the purple rose, which you find through one of the library books. Anyways, it's that transcript of symbols that she gives you. That is what you tell to figure out what loyalty, courage, and forgot the third one, but those symbols are how you put the color combination in, and that makes a diamond come out. Then guess what? Lisa's a diamond thief. That's why she has all these false IDs. So she steals the diamond, starts running off to a vacation, and in Maia, Florida. So you just push a button that makes the stairs retract, making her fall, and you trap her, and then Dexter gets his letter from his father. He gets a bunch of publicity from the stunt of this diamond thief and finding the diamond of France. France is one of France's queens, so he gets talked to, but turns a lot of people down, except for one girl that he's like, all right, cool, I'll work together with you. The Ski Pro does get mentioned for the journal in the findings of the medallions and the diamond, so he does get recognition, gets married and hitched. Lisa goes to jail, of course. Hopkins gets before France takes that diary, she gets to fully translate the diary and be able to publish the American decoded version of it, so she can get famous for decoding the diary of Marie Antoinette. Anyways, that's it for this one. Probably very long, but anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.